Best route is for you to get the best suspension setup for your truck. That way later on down the line, you're not going to have any. So if you are planning on lowering your 2014 Dodge Ram, this is everything I'm going to be sharing with you guys. And you don't really have too much of an idea what kind of lowering springs or such and such, how low you want to go. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my own personal experience on everything that I know so far. And what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Happy Monday. In today's video, we're going to be talking about if you plan on lowering your 4th generation Ram, everything that I feel like you should know, and what I have learned from my personal experience so far. If you don't know where to start or how low you want to go, also stuff to keep in mind. If your truck has the 4x4 or is your truck a 2-wheel drive, things like that you really want to keep in mind, because those two things are important when it comes to you trying to lower your truck. Number one, because like that depends on how low you plan on going. Like if your truck has the 4x4, you definitely can't go as low. But I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why you really obviously you can't go low, because you want to be able to use your 4x4. But so from my experience so far, when I before I got into trying to lower my truck, I know there's a ton of different stuff out there on the internet that you could find, or that can give you possible ideas and stuff like that. Because me, I was kind of lost first when I first started to think about lowering springs for this truck. I didn't really know which of these brands was like the best in the game. I pretty much just did my research. I seen that Beltag, I seen ISC suspension, and then I seen there's another one out there though. But those are the two main ones that I came across, that I noticed that a lot of these Ram trucks, or trucks in general that get lower, have their suspension system on there. So the number one thing that I feel like you got to really be able to understand, like first thing you want to find out how, once you figure out if your truck has a 4x4, now you can only go as low as a certain amount of limit. You can't really slam your truck, because your 4x4 have to be able to work. You know, you want to be able to use it, obviously. But if your truck is a single cab, you don't have the 4x4, you might have the option to go a little bit lower. But I know for a fact some I think Beltag and ISC suspension, they don't really go as low. Like there's a certain limit to how low they can go. So if you're trying to really slam your truck, there's really the best option I can give you and tell you is you better off getting like airlift suspension or something like that. But in all honesty, one of the things that I learned when you're doing this, like you got to understand, you better off going a route of buying like a real, like you want to buy like a whole kit. When you buy like a whole kit, it makes things a lot more complex for you, because like me right now, I didn't get a whole kit, obviously, because I was doing something a little bit more different, something that's not really as common. Not too many 4th generation Ram out there on YouTube that I know has like the 5th generation coilover setup. It's only like probably a couple I know, but from my understanding, it would have been a lot easier for me if I would have went the route of buying like a whole kit. Because now the thing about it is like so far what I've spent so far really adds up to me buying like a whole kit. Like a whole kit, when I mean like a whole kit for you to lower your truck, is I know ISC, they offer their kit right here, offer like it has the upper control arm, lower control arm. I think it come with sway bar links. What else it come with? Come with different other stuff. But this is like just strictly, this is not like this. The only thing is like when you're doing this, this is like a whole full package, which is, I think, is the smartest thing you could do, because it will save yourself from trying to, buying extra parts and stuff later on down the line. And everything is a completely kit. It's a lot more easier, complex. You do everything all at once while you it's one of them things while you're installing. You could just do everything all at once. You don't have to wait, buy parts, and then come back and do the same thing, like me. Like I said, I went with coilovers because these are fully adjustable, and also these are way better, in my personal opinion, than lowering springs. I mean, you could do the lowering springs, but I just think that if you plan on doing it this route, you better off just getting like a whole kit, because it's better, it save you time, money, all that stuff. And also, now, if like, I'm gonna be real, like when it comes to doing stuff like this, it definitely does cost money. Now, I wouldn't recommend you trying to go the route of you just trying to, because I know some kit out there, like some springs, like lowering springs, when you look them up on Google, they just have strictly like like the springs itself, like the 4 springs. And I know that's like a cheaper route, which you could do, but I wouldn't recommend that, because it's gonna cause you some kind of issue later on down the line. Like if you just strictly putting springs on your car, not upgrading like the sway bar links, the upper control arm, pretty much stuff like that, it's gonna cause like that issue to where most of them things gonna wear out fast, to where you're gonna have to spend the money now to buy yourself pretty much upper control arm, all that stuff. Even though most people probably gonna want to just buy like the springs to save themselves money, but you better off just going with like the whole kit. I'm not saying the route I went, I wouldn't say it's like, I wouldn't say you can't go that route, but me honestly, I think I went like a good route, because I have fully adjustable coilovers and stuff. I mean, who wouldn't want to choose coilovers over lowering springs and stuff? In my personal opinion, I think it's the best. But doing the coilovers on this truck, because they were made for 5th generation Ram, like if you're gonna lower your truck, man, you got to keep this in mind, man. Like it got to be done right. Like it got to be done right. Don't try to rush the process trying to go the cheap route. And when you get in your parts, your suspension parts, don't never ever order any kind of suspension setup from on eBay or any kind of off-brand like suspension setup. Like me personally, I gotta go with something that I know. If I'm putting any kind of parts on my car, it got to be something that I know and something that's been around for a while, that has reviewed. Do your reviews, even though I know how it could be when you trying to buy parts for your car and you want to also save yourself some kind of money. Sometimes I know that itch of you trying to pay less for something and thinking that, okay, I'm going to be saving myself money. But in reality, it's like when you really try to cheap out and go the route of like not spending that kind of money, that's when you end up paying for some parts for your car and truck later on down the line, where that's going to cost you even way more money, because you find out that parts end up being some kind of parts that end up breaking, causing more issue on your truck to break, or causing some kind of major issue though. But I'm just sharing my thoughts with you guys on what I think. Hopefully this could be able to help you. But you just want to keep this in mind, to do your research, go with the best setup, and don't try to cheap out when you're trying to lower your truck or when you're trying to lift your truck up. The best route is for you to get the best suspension setup for your truck. That way later on down the line, you're not going to have any kind of issue, and your truck going to be driving as perfect as it should. But this is just me giving you guys my own personal opinion on what I have experienced so far and what I think. But definitely feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Peace out.